Alrighty guys, so welcome back to Dutch Diecast Collector. So when I was recording my Hobby Master French F6F Hellcat, all of a sudden the door rang and I had a cool UPS guy at the door. And he showed up with this beauty of a box. Now the box is not beautiful, but the inside is for sure. It's the Calibre Wings CA725801, so the 01 being the new Hustler. So the outside box is actually really cool. It has quite a high net weight, it's 4 kilos. Really nicely detailed, by the way. They took time and care here. But let's open her up together. I only have one hand available, unfortunately, so I'm gonna try this as best as I can without damaging anything on the inside, because I really want to keep that cool wooden box as good as possible. And this video will also upload right away later on. I don't want to keep people waiting here. I know a lot of people are waiting for the review. People are waiting on their packages and shipments. I have to be honest with you guys, the shipping was quite dramatic. No, dramatic is a big word. It was not super smooth. The dealers had their models before we would, the collectors themselves that order directly in the pre-order phase. So that was a bit of a pity. But let's have a look. So nicely extra protection on the top, so you would not cut into the foam. A foam insert again. Now I'm curious how this will go. Do I have it up the right way? Yeah, so this way is up. So let's try this together. Come on. Alrighty. Hoppa, that's the foam. Now I'm curious where they put the extra parts that we got when we did the order. So people that collect the order directly. But there's always a really cool box sleeve. So I'm going to turn you guys off. I'm going to pick this box out and then go back. So had the insert sleeve really nicely done. And also a top layer protective. So that's excellent packaging material. But then again, for that type of money, you expect the best packaging. How much did it cost me, by the way, you might wonder. At the end of the day, it cost me 288 euros, including import tax to the Netherlands. So not super bad. But let's remark here the nice box art that Noel made. I have to say the store box looks really cool. The wood, it's veneer probably, yeah it is. But it looks like a walnut. It's cool looking. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing. It's really nice. It's a clean look, lightly polished satin. Of course, the warning logos that we need. And then on the back, some Cold War info, which is nice. So a very sturdy, decent box. The 5 kilo story is quite accurate, or 4 kilos at least, because it's quite heavy. Now let me get the box out of the sleeve and come back. Hey guys, so the box is even too big for my little studio. I've got a lot of remarks from people on forums that said, like, there are scratches on my badge. There's a foil on it, sir, so don't worry. They took very good care of you. The box, it feels really sturdy, nice claps. Nothing special, but it's still a very cool looking box. Now, let's start right away with what we got. So we got two nice little manuals. The correct way of removing engines from the wing. Do not pull out the engines in this manner. So you really need to pull them out under angle, which is interesting. Closing the canopy and all that, and putting in the landing gear door. To not pull out in this angle. So there is really care here for teaching and learning people how to take care of things, which I like. And also same here. So thank you, Noel, for that. So nice away what I right away see. A lot of care for stickering, left, right, and all that stuff. So here are the extra parts, by the way. So if people are curious, when you ordered from the website directly, the extra canopy or ejection pod and an extra pitot. So thank you, Noel and Calibre Wings, for that. Really cool. By the way, I paid for this one myself, guys, so no worries. I'm not a commercial here, but I just want to thank the creator because he actually made something really cool again for us. Let's have a look at the wheel. I'm going to sit down, by the way, for this. And I'm going to put you guys on a stand because what we got. So we got some nice plastic here with a little bit. There's no metal. So how you already hear the crackling sounds. I think this is very sensitive stuff. But well detailed, really cool. I see some casting markings in there from the plastic, but not too bad. The wheels are rollable, I didn't imagine that, and rubber. It's one single axle going through. Not smooth rolling, but it's good. And of course the magnets that Calibre is for me famous about. Now that's one wheel set. Oh man, this sounds really fragile. You need to be very careful, I think, when installing and removing, so I get why there is a little manual extra with it. You need to be gentle. So don't pull them on the gear door hatches as I just did. You hear the crackling sound, and don't do that. So don't pull them out, really grab them on the main frame. Again here, nice details. See the axle through 1 and 2. Not too bad, I have to say. It's really cool. And I do like that there is really good attention for right, left, and all that stuff. Nice. So that's our little first landing gear doors. Let's see if we can get... It would be nice to have a pull tool, by the way, to pull these out. I don't have one nearby, but it would be cool. So here also have what's left and what's right. So that's really cool. Nicely done. Really nice. Let's go into detail again here. So left and right. Where to install. Magnet on top. The naming. So really nice recovery team chief and the number and the name. Nice. Also rollable again. So metal pin through it. Or metal pack. Then the main part from the under the frame. Let's see if we can get this bad boy out. Yes, we can. Wow, incredible. Look at that. I'm not sure how it holds underneath, but it looks impressive. Some little things like how you would build a model and then not really take care of the detail here. But for the rest, this looks quite okay. The paint is really cool. It looks like a chrome finish, which it's not. It's a really good high gloss silver, I assume. And I have to say they did a good job. Only just a little blemish, but that's about it. There are also some stands that I heard in there that you can hold your stuff in. Let's take an engine pod out. I'm going to leave the stickers on for now. Wow. Cool. All right. So riff knotting, really nicely done. Details on the inside, nicely done. On the exhaust part here, same story. Nice. Really clean, crisp looking. Now, of course, there is a big discussion on the size of the pod. It doesn't bother me too much. I think a model creator has already a hard time creating this and copying this from a 1:1 scale. And I think he did a good job. It should have been a bit slimmer, they say, but for me, it's not bothering me too much, I have to be honest. Quite heavy parts, by the way. And then the other engine pod is the same one. Let's also go over this one. I want to give a full depth and detail review and also my opinion afterwards. But here the same story, the same well done details. So really good job from Noel and the team. Same for the small outer engine. Also nicely done, even there. Some little blemishes, but nothing major. The details are really nice, the nice flat black. But I often see these little markings. They could have been sanded down a bit better, but for the rest, it's looking splendid, especially for the first prototype. Here they did a better job. So here they took really the time to sand it off. Plastic parts are quite hard to manufacture and to modify, sometimes at least. So the insert then comes out. It's a nice foam, but I have to say, nicely done. Really correct, nice, extra out. I see some of my claps and flaps fell off, which is okay, from the canopy. I hope no other parts came off. I see here. So the collector's card is really cool. I have to be honest, it's plastic, but really nicely done. So this is number 1049. Although I ordered when it was still limit 1000, but that's fine, no worries. I get why we went up in number. We went to 1500. Everyone should be able to purchase one of these cool things, and it is a real beauty. I hope mine doesn't have any issues, like we had in the factory, but we'll see. Now then, the stand. I have seen this one on image, and this is really cool. I like that they went a bit overboard with it, and it is a stand from a different model brand. I don't remember the name exactly. You can actually raise the height here on. It's all aluminum. There's a little rubber pad on the top, really nicely done. And you can actually adjust it the way you like it. Really cool. This is a locker wash, by the way, so I don't know how to adjust height then. Oh yeah, I need to pull this one out. So you need to remove the before flight pin out. Now I would not remove this one before flight, but nicely done. Really cool. Something different with a fighter or a bomber or reconnaissance jet. However, your military jets usually don't have these stands, but this is really nice. Nicely done, Noel. Good job. Then I have here a little compartment. I don't know what that is exactly. It's empty. There's a spot here. And then we have the plane itself, the entourage part. I'm going to post some pictures also probably later on if I have the okay from someone on the forum to show you guys what else there is. These things, they are sitting just on top, I noticed. There's nothing special to it. Now, how is the plane packaged? Let me grab you guys up really nicely. There is some foamage parts, but let's grab her out as gentle as possible and have a look together. I'm going to do that off cam, but maybe I'll leave the cam running, by the way, why not? If you see me drop a very expensive plane, that would be funny. Now, I'm not going to put on gloves for this one, but yeah, that's about it. And the underneath, this is glued into the box. So the box is now useless, or useless, it's still a very cool item, a big cigar box. But let's put the plane down in that place instead. So let's put her down gently, as good as possible, and have a look at the final product from Calibre Wings. But so far so good, guys. Like, I'm pleasantly surprised. And I'm gonna follow the manual as good as possible and then show you guys how that went. So let's have a look at her. This beauty of a beast that they made. I'm gonna remove the lens. Give me a sec. So we have the full detail. Alrighty, let's go over her. It's the first in depth right away. It has a good weight to it. It's not overweighted and overpowered. That's for sure already. It's first glance, it's already closed door hatches, really nicely done. Nice big slots for the engines. I do see here a little bit of a casting mark, or mark at least in the plastic underneath. So for weight, I would do this also. And the clap here, the paint looks splendid, really nice. And what usually is chrome or polished finished, it's nicely done. The nose cone, there were some issues with in the beginning. This one seems to have nothing. It's a bit bigger, a bit overscaled, I think, but not bad. It's actually nicely done. Then, of course, we come to the canopies, and this is the part where I was interested in. So you have the pod here open. So usually when the pilot would eject, they would close the pod, and then the pod will pop out, poof, and here you're gone. But that's a really cool design feature. Sorry, guys. The front, now it closes, but you need to be careful with it, I assume. The rear one, same story, so there's also one of those boxes in there. Nice, really cool details, and on the rear there should also be something, but I think it's morely also the last pod. And you see the screw even for the body, so that's fine, no issues with that. Although I noticed that this is a shame. So I have one defect here. My pins are snapped off from the rail in the back. So usually there should be pins, so I'm gonna have to contact them shortly, get a new replacement panel, but it still sits quite okay. But I think that should not be. It still holds, might not need to contact, but we'll have it touched down. By the way, details inside, it's a bit hard to see, but there is actually a full operational panel in there. And the same goes for the front. There is actually panels in there with lights and all that stuff. I'm not gonna flingle too much with it. It is plastic at the end of the day, but it looks really nice and nicely done. The only thing I need to contact for so far is this here that needs to be drilled out, and I need a proper part for that. But it still holds in place, so it's not bad, it doesn't fall out. Then going to paint. Now, first off, really cool details there. Let me see if I can get the zoom function back here. So, the Bendix trophy winner. On the B of Bendix, there is a little notch out, but for the rest, it looks really good. The popping lines, nicely done. The canopies are sticking nicely. The chrome look finish, or polished finish, is nice. I have to say, so far so good. Now, let's put her right away in flight mode without engines and see how that looks, because I'm really curious about that. Because this one is eventually going into flight mode in my collection, because I don't have the space. This tight fit, by the way, on the stand. A really tight fit, which is a good thing. I like that. And it's under a really aggressive angle right away. So that's really cool. Really cool model. Let me get you guys close up again. But I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised by the details. Really nice model. So what I'm going to do now, off cam with two hands and proper working ethic, I'm going to put her together for you guys and show you the full set, how it looks on wheels and how it looks with weaponry on there. There is a lot with it, and also some extra pots and so on. Really nice parts there, but we're going to go into detail on that. Give me a sec. Ready guys, so in between, so I like to work on a platform when I'm doing this. I use the foam top. It hits a little bit on the bottom, but that's okay. But at least I can push some pressure on her when I need to put parts on. Now the bombs themselves here, the drop bombs, nicely done. They're magnetic, by the way, so they're magnetized on there, which is nice. And they're quite detailed. This one though, having a little bit of a blemish, but it's small. And even little support pegs that you know where they need to go. The extra parts that came in the kit for the people that ordered pre on Calibre Wings. So a plastic casting ejection pot and then more detailed pitot with a cover over it. And this is the original one that comes with the plane, the pitot. They're metal, so that's really nice. At least there's metal inside, there's a metal pin. And the fitment of this is, I hope, really good, but we'll see in a sec. No, it's a bit poor fitting, but we'll see in a sec. But that's how it would look standard, and with the one from the extra kit that you got, it fits actually really smooth. That's also that's why we'll put on there, because it's a bit more cool looking. Then you have some stands for your fuel pot, some holders for the other weapons and bombs. Then the closing nozzles, really nice, and also some nozzle covers for when she's on the ground. Mine is going to go on stand eventually. But the pitot is going to stay out for now for safety reasons, and I'm going to start keeping installing. Alrighty guys, so let me get you to the plane itself. So I just popped out the panels that are the closed gear hatches. They're nicely made, but I needed a little blade to get in there and really pop them out. Now, not sure if I did that correctly, so sorry Calibre Wings if that's the case, but these were quite rough to remove, but it looks okay. The inside is really nicely done. Even there is detail for the casting and making it nicely looking, the edges are off. Watch out with the plastic here, so that's the warning for, so when you pop out the engines. If you wonder, by the way, what's left and what's right, I figured that out by looking at the wheel. The wheel needs to be pointed forward, and then you see left is here. So this is the left side of the plane. So if you look from the bottom, that's a bit tricky. So I put the engines already in the right spots. The fitments, I'm going to check that together with you guys now. That's looking quite okay. So left and right story again. So this is a right end. This one should be here. Also they're nicely magnetized, so that's really good. So that's not bad. They hold quite okay. They're sticking out a gentle bit, but that's okay. There's no issue with that. Nicely done. I'm gonna put her on her wheels with the engine pods, of course, and then show you guys how that looks. And of course, I'm gonna figure out how to put the weapons on there, but we'll see that in a sec. Alrighty guys, so the engine pods are installed. Do be very careful. The way they remove them, also install them. So put first in one tab and then go down and click it in. It sounds really bad and it sounds really scary. It has a lot of cracking and clicking sound, but the result is good. It has a nice finished stand for it. Let's put her on stand for you guys so you guys can see it on wheels. Because I'm going to put her on wheels for you for the first time now. And let's see how that looks and how it goes. So that's her on her wheels. And let's put the pitot on there for the finishing touch. So this is the pitot that people got when they ordered directly from Calibre Wings. I'm not going to put any further parts yet on it. I do want to note that things like this stand here, that is really cool. I hope that I have it flipped around the wrong way or not the right way at minimum. But this is the type of detail that I love. And I'm going to grab you guys and show you that. Putting parts on stands and so on. A really cool idea, and I'm happy to see it. I have some 3D printed parts like this exact. So first I have glands on wheels. It looks really nice. The details are nice. The wheels are sturdy. They roll even. She's a bit tail heavy. Yeah, still. But not too heavy. She doesn't fall over, so that's really nice. But the details are stunning. Really cool looking plane. Can you imagine having this in your collection on a glass shelf? Awesome. Mine is going to go on its stand, like I mentioned. I do love the stand for that reason. So I'm going to put her on a stand now. I'm going to prep her up and put the weapons on there. And see you guys in a sec. So there was one thing that I forgot, guys, to show you with the big tank under there. So the downside with going on the stand, you cannot utilize the tank. So maybe in the future I will not put it on a stand yet. I'm not sure. I do like the drop bombs, by the way, really nicely done. The only downside, like I mentioned, I had a little bit of paint chip there, but nothing major. But for the rest, the lines on the engine pods could have been a bit better, but that's about it, actually. Then the engines, like I mentioned, you can actually remove them, the ends at least, and you can put on a different kit. Give me a sec. Let me see if I can get one out of the bag. I'm going to put this in Ziploc bags anyway. I'm not a big fan of those cheap bags. So you can put different nozzles in there, which is really nice. So you have a large one and a small one. Really cool. But again, like, I'm flabbergasted. I'm very happily surprised by this monstrosity. It's a monster and it's a beauty. And yeah, I think he did a good job, my point of view. The tank easy to remove. It holds really well. Heavy magnets. I will put open nozzles on it, by the way, so no thruster engaged full. No red markings in there. The rubber inserts, they're nicely done. They fit really well, so no issues there. Alrighty guys, so there you have it on stand. The P-toad, the black one, it needed a little bit of shaving. It was a bit too thick to get in there properly. So the original one that I got with it, or the extra one, it fitted a bit better. But really cool. Yeah, I'm stunned. I have a little bit of goosebumps right now. We've been waiting so long for this to be released, and now finally released. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, fun fact, I thought about not putting it on the stand. I'm going to put it on its wheels. I think it deserves the wheels. With the fuel tank under it, it looks way better. Also the details, by the way, on the fuel tank, really cool. And I'm going to put the engine mods on it and so on. So she's going to go back on her wheels in a second. I'm going to show you guys that. But first, let's have a glance of this beast. Absolutely superb. I think model of the year, of the decade, whatever you want to call it, my vote it has. If we go to Model Hanger 3, it will have my vote for sure. It's an absolute stunner. Noel and the team, they did a great job. Really nice. I'm very happy. Also underneath a little bit of a view with the weapons. Oh, it's a stunner. I'm a big fan, guys. I'm going to put her back on her wheels. I'm going to show you the full loadout. I'm going to do a little... she's not looking so big anymore, but still gives you a good size for people that have the Ever Vulcan. That B-58, of course, is different level. It's really cool. But just to give you a size comparison a bit, the SR-71 is sitting a bit weirdly in my cabinet. I don't want to touch it right now, but it's roughly in between this size. So yeah, there you have it for those who were curious about sizing and where you would put it. So there you have it, boys and girls. The B-58 finished, for me at least. The red engine covers went in well. Really nicely done. But look at this, really cool. Nice looking model. The box, as I mentioned, even the little autograph that I didn't notice later. The box, as I mentioned, this is game changer. I love it. I'm a big fan. For sure, I would go after one if you can get one. Now, of course, this was the first one. I'm pretty sure there will be a second one looking at the how well did this go, huh? How many people liked it. We'll do some more shots without me talking my usual. I just want to show you guys the whole plane and yeah, show you also how it looks with the doors open and everything that you can see at full glory. So yeah, we'll do that, and thank you guys for watching. You guys make this channel better every time. I really appreciate it. I hope that I'm still the first one to send this review to the online web. But from my end, a big thumbs up. I would buy it, especially for the money. Nowadays, they go well over 600 euro already, I noticed. Not sure if I would pay that amount, but if you really want one and you really think I should own one, go for it. I mean, you mean it. It's an absolute stunner for your collection, and the details, the small blemishes are useless versus what the real thing is. You don't pay attention to it when you're looking at the detail that was put into this thing, and the paint, absolutely beautiful. And we'll also show you guys how it will be in my cabinet. I cannot put her on a rotisserie table, unfortunately. She is too big for my stand, but I will see if I can figure something out to show you around table version. But in the meanwhile, let's me shut up and let you guys enjoy the rest. Nice, I put her in my own collection now. I found a shelf that I could actually see her from the full angle. That was the goal, at least I didn't want to put her up too high here. But, boah, this is a 40 centimeter shelf, guys, and she's eating it up. Yeah, comparison to Sukhoi 33 MK next to it, or 30 MK. Yeah, I had to move 2 Sukhois for this boss here. And she's a beauty, by the way. The only defect that I got in my box was the clap here on the rear that is not complete, so I need to send a message for that. But for the rest, big ass thumbs up. Really cool plane. Hope you guys liked the video. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment what you think. And hope to see you guys next time. Thank you.